Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and if you're new here, I focus on content for intentional living. And what intentional living means to me is slowing down, choosing less to gain more, and focusing on goals that serve our greater purpose. If you feel like the speed of today's life has constantly got you overwhelmed, money is always making its way out of your bank account, or cooking is the last thing that you want to focus on, then I invite you to join me on my journey to set our own standard of living in this hyper stimulating world. Just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and now let's get into the rest of the video. So today's video is a big milestone for me. I don't know if any of you saw my shorts video, but I have officially launched my first app in the App Store. It is actually live. It is free to download. It is called Intentional Moments. And the reason why this is a big deal to me is I have always grown up wanting to be a little bit of a tech girl, but I also grew up playing sports, and that kind of took over things and became my main priority. And by the time I got to university, I was at the university on scholarship, and I didn't really have the background knowledge to jump straight into tech, and I had a 4-year scholarship. And when it came down to it, I just didn't end up going that direction. I was really just there focused on sports and school, and unfortunately school didn't take my main priority. And then when school finished, I started working at Nordstrom, but then quickly realized that I loved a good purse, but it really wasn't the thing I wanted to be around every day. So I decided to go work at Best Buy, because I knew I didn't want to go back to school and pay for it, but I just was like, well, at least if I go to Best Buy, I can go be around tech. And one thing led to another. I just kept growing my career within Best Buy. I met my husband, we bought a house, we have a son now, and I just never got around to learning code or really getting super deep in the tech field. After I became a consultant at Best Buy, I ended up leaving because when you're a consultant, you're responsible for being an expert for the entire store. That means every department: networking, television, home theater, appliances, mobile phones, computers, security, all of that. And you are also responsible for sales numbers, which felt like a lot of pressure to me. So I just quickly got burnt out on that because I'm kind of an all or nothing. And by the time I did all for a few years, I just couldn't keep up anymore. I had the opportunity to go focus on luxury appliances, and it was just so tempting to me to just hone in and be a specialist in one field instead of 8 or more. So I took that opportunity and did that for a few years, and now I have my son and I work from home. And this kind of like tech girl dream I had given up on several years ago, and just was like, it's not for me. Like every time I try to like sit down and learn code or even try to think about it, I just get overwhelmed and confused. Maybe this won't happen for me. And I had to kind of stop thinking about it. And now with everything that's going on in AI and Claude Code, I thought maybe this is my chance to even just start thinking about it again. And once I started messing around with it, I just kind of went full speed. And now here we are. I launched my first app, Intentional Moments. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over it with you guys. I'm going to leave a link to it down below. It is a completely free app. I do not collect any data. There's really no strings attached to this app. It's really just an expansion of my intentional living journey that I want to share with you guys. It was a learning experience for me to learn how to code, make an app, and get it live on the App Store. And I do have my second app already in the pipeline, so I will probably come back and make another video about that. But here it is. So you can see here that I do like an aesthetic phone screen setup. Let's see if I can get this to focus. So you can see I am a pink tech girly, and here is the widget. And the widget, basically all it is just like an inspirational quote for the day, and it's in my type of aesthetic with the font and the coloring. And today's quote says, "Trust the process." So you can see there, trust the process. And then this isn't my app here, but this is my no spend days for the month because I am really getting serious about my budget. And then I have my calendar, which you would have seen some doctor's appointments earlier today. This is my Claude widget, which helps me launch right into the app. And then some of my essentials down here. So I haven't gotten like crazy into the backgrounds. I don't particularly love a busy background, but I do like the pink girl aesthetic. So I just thought that that was a fun first start. And you can see here the app really doesn't do anything itself. It just kind of lists all the quotes that I have loaded in there now, and I do plan to update that. A lot of these are just kind of simple common ones, but I am going to be adding a few more that I have come across or thought of myself that make it a little bit more personal to me. And you can see there's no settings or anything like that. When you get this, you don't sign in, you don't give me your email or anything like that. This really is just trying to be more intentional, give a little piece of inspiration, be a little bit more aesthetic, and the launching point for me to get used to coding with Claude. So I'm really proud of this. I can't believe that I can finally say that I've been able to code my own app and it's actually live in the App Store. I know I used the help of AI, but I'm still really proud of achieving that. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I thought that ship has sailed. And I would love it if you guys were interested in having a little bit of an aesthetic widget on your phone to download it and check it out. You can just search in the App Store Intentional Moments. And I believe if you scroll down, at least on my phone, I think it comes up as the second or third app when you search Intentional Moments. And I'm going to try to build out the Intentional brand. You know, Intentional is pretty used up, so as more and more apps launch, they might have different names. But my next one is going to be called Intentional Spending, and that's going to be a cost tracker. And I'm going to come in with a video hopefully sometime next week that talks about what my next app is going to be like, because once I started coding, I got a little addicted. And I have a lot of ideas and things in the pipeline that I can work on and expand on. But if you guys click this video and you were curious about my first app, this one's going to be totally free, but in my next one, I am planning on charging $2.99 as a one-time fee, just because I know people are sick of subscriptions. So I wanted somebody to be able to download it and own it forever, but still make a little bit of profit for myself so I can work towards my goals, paying off my house and retiring my blue-collar husband. And obviously my initial launch video is not going to have a ton of money data, but you know, as 6 months, a year or longer goes by, I would love to check in with you guys and let you know how my apps are doing in terms of money they're bringing in, how often, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in any of that journey, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will keep you guys up to date on all of that. But again, thanks for watching this video. I hope to see you download it and see you back in another video. Bye guys.